Good morning, friends, and welcome. Let's start our class today with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, great masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lady Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Master, Paramhansa Yogananda ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. And we ask thy blessings on our lives as we seek to attune ourselves ever more perfectly to thee. Om Shanti, Shanti. We'll have a song sung by Swami Kriyanandaji and then an excerpt from a talk by Swamiji on this topic of why devotees fall. Welcome again, friends.
What is love? Is it only ours? Or does love, what is love, whisper in the flowers? Surely we, children of this world, could not love by our own powers. What is joy? Is it just a dream? Or does joy laugh in every stream? Are the clouds mindless after all? Or is joy all nature's theme? God is dead, so men say. Can't they see all life's his play? Not a church binds him as its own. Not a creed makes him fully known. Foolish we, if we limit him. Every atom is his throne. What is love? Is it only ours? Or does love whisper in the flowers? Surely we, children of this world, could not love by our own powers. There was a period I went through in 1950 of intense doubt.
I still knew he was my guru, but still there was doubt. I couldn't help it. I mean, it was this bad that if he had said, "It's raining in Los Angeles," when we were at the desert, this little sneaky, devilish voice in my subconscious would have said, "I bet the sun's shining." What are you going to do? You can't quell those things. You can't pretend they're not there. They're the voice from the past. Master said that in the past you were filled with doubts. But I came to find that the answer to those doubts was not to get on the phone and say, "What's the weather like there?" Well, he never said that anyway. But that was the level of my own confusion. I found that when I could love, when I could feel his love, everything resolved itself. Love is the answer to doubt, not all this thinking. You'll never get it together. Listen, any doubt that I've ever had addressed to me, I'm way ahead of you. But I also know, I know the answers to most of the questions, and I know that the main answer is the one Master gave when it was that other Kriyananda in Chicago, in fact, who came to Master, and I've told the story in the path, haven't given his name there.
Shelley.
Huh?
Shelley.
Yeah. No, not Shelley. Disciple of Shelley, Kriyananda. And he had this long list of intellectual questions that he wanted to ask Master. Master said, "Love God." I thought, shook his head. Read the next question. Master said, "Love God." This guy shook his head and said, "Well," asked his next question. Master said, "Love God." Got up and walked out. And so this man has ever since then quoted this story as proof that even masters have their problems. Well, it was his problem. Master could have answered those questions. They weren't the right questions. If people come to us and ask the wrong questions, they're just spinning their wheels. It's not worth it. But if they want to know how to grow, how to purify their hearts, how to become more spiritualized, that's what it's all about. This other stuff is just a waste of time. You can answer 1,000 such questions, you'll still come up with another 1,000.
Good morning again, friends. I'd like to start with a reading on the obstacles toward spiritual evolution, finding God, from Swami Sri Yukteswarji. Swami Sri Yukteswar described, these are Swamiji's words, the obstacles that prevent us from uncovering the heart's natural love as the meannesses of the heart. There are 8 such obstacles: hatred, shame, fear, grief, condemnation, race prejudice, pride of pedigree, and a narrow sense of respectability. The meannesses all relate to those things which emphasize and affirm the ego. Once those obstacles are removed, we experience what Sri Yukteswar describes as the magnanimity of the heart, great love for people, for life, and for God. This is an important topic today, how devotees fall. What are the things that draw people away from the path? You see so much enthusiasm, so much happiness, so much desire, longing for God at the beginning of the path, people. But how do you stay on the path? How do you stay a disciple, keep in your discipleship? How do you keep doing Kriya? How do you keep interested? How do you keep the heart's love flowing for God? Swamiji asked, Master, have I been your disciple for thousands of years? And Master said, it's been a long time. That's all I'll say. And for all of us, it's been a long time, surely. Coming, going, coming onto the path, leaving the guru, leaving the teachings, coming back again. There are many pitfalls, there are many detours that one could take, such as lack of focus, lack of energy, lack of loyalty, laziness, superiority complex against others. Said 3 delusions. Yes, the main 3 delusions are sex, wine, and money. And you can see that those pull you away from your desires for God. They're strong. And I was remembering when I was living at the meditation retreat, and I was living in a cabin. I'd come from a good life, a good job. I was coming out of Los Angeles. I had, everything I wanted. And I was living as an apprentice at Ananda village in the meditation retreat. And I was going along just fine for a while. And I remember I was living with another girl in a cabin, and every morning we'd get up, there was a gong at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I never had gotten up that early. I didn't really want to get up that early, but I didn't rebel outwardly, but she would say every day, I just hate it. Don't you hate it? I hate getting up. Well, she didn't last very long at all. In fact, I didn't last very long either, because I started rebelling inside myself that I don't want to get up. I don't want to energize. I don't want to meditate. I don't want to serve. I don't want to wash dishes in the retreat kitchen. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I'm sure all of you have had those times when you just were, the past is holding you back. The old habits, the old attitudes, your old karma, mountains of karma are holding you back from going forward on the path and what you really want to do. And so then I left for some time. It was 3 years. But what brought me back, as Swamiji was saying there, was love. Swamiji's love, mastered through Swamiji, master in my meditations, that I tried to keep going, that love, the love of Divine Mother. Even if I couldn't answer all the questions, as Swamiji was saying, I didn't understand everything. I didn't really want to do it. There was a rebellion going on inside of me. Still, that love brought me back. And tests do come. Swamiji said Mount Washington was like a hotel where they lived. People were checking in, people were checking out, people left, people came back. Master told one man, if you leave now, it'll take you 200 lifetimes to come back to this point in your spiritual development. That man left after Master told him not to leave. He said another person, if that person had stayed 24 more hours, they would have been rid of that karma forever. There was a time when Swamiji said that many people left, and it pained him to see his brother disciples leaving. And he asked Master about it. And Master said, Satan is testing the work. Many heads will roll. And we have to realize there is a force, just like there's a force of light, there's a force of darkness that tries to pull you back. from finding God, from going into the light, from having peace, from having joy. Swamiji said, as he said in that talk just now, he was riddled with doubts. Every doubt that could come just kept coming. Some people are riddled with fear. They're afraid of this, they're afraid of that. Some people are riddled with anger. Some people with just not wanting to cooperate, or unwillingness, or laziness, or lack of focus. So there's so many things. And it draws people away. Some of the main ones one is disloyalty, that I think it's so beautiful. Swamiji said when he went to Master and he bowed in front of him, he said, I want to be your disciple. Master said to him, I give you my, they talked some first, and then he said, I give you my unconditional love. Will you give me yours? And your obedience. And Swamiji said that the love he would give immediately, but the obedience, he said, he asked Master. Master said, he said, what if you ask me something that's not right? And Master said, I'll never ask you anything that God doesn't tell me. And Swamiji said, yes, I give you that. Obedience, unconditional love and obedience. I think we have to give that over and over and keep giving that no matter what happens. And I know that there was a disciple. These are very interesting stories that I found. There was a disciple a disciple who had been a disciple of Swami Sri Yukteswarji. And he came to Master. It had to have been here in India. And he said, oh, I want to come. I want to be your disciple. Master said, never. And the man said, no, please let me come. He said, no, never. Get out. And wow, and everyone was wondering, why was he so strong with him? And later he said that man was a disciple had been a disciple of Swami Sri Yukteswarji, and he betrayed him. So Master did not accept him. And also another man who came, and I've told this story before, but this is an amazing one as well, that this man spoke out against Lahiri Mahashayaji before Master went to America and at a satsang, and Master said, you take those words back. And the man said, no, this is what I feel. And Master said, if you don't take those words back, the mouth by which you speak will be twisted, or something like that, he said to him, disfigured. It wasn't that Master cursed the man cursed himself. He put that energy out against an avatar, against a great master, and it bounced back on him. And for 15 years, that man's face was disfigured. This is an incredible story. Master came back in 35, stayed 35, 36, 1935, 36. And that man came to a satsang of Master's, and Master said, don't come in. And the man said, oh, please let me come in. He said, don't come in. And so he said, unless you take those words back, you cannot come in. And then the man, he apologized. It had been 15 years. And he apologized. He said, I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. Please forgive me. Please bless me. And after a while, Master said, all right, you can come back. And he let that man come back, and he blessed him. And then, this is what Hari Krishna Ghoshji said, that within 15 days, he saw that man's face completely come back to normal. This is an incredible story. And another disillusion people have is going from one teacher to another. I'll take Kriya here, then I'll go take Kriya there. Then I'll go to find somebody else, and I'll keep going. And there was a person, I remember, she took Kriya at Ananda, and then it wasn't that long after I saw her, and she wanted to take a walk, and I said, "Oh, how's your Kriya going?" She says, "Oh, it's fine." And there was another teacher in town, and I went to hear him speak. I thought, that's okay, you know, that's just getting inspiration. But instruction is quite different. And she said, and at the end, he gave Kriya. And I just knew she was going to say that she left and pronounced and left. And I said, and then what happened? She said, "Oh, I went up there and I took it." And I said, "Really? You just took it here through Ananda, through Swamiji, through Master, through Swamiji." And she said, "Well, I didn't think about it. I just went up there." And you know the story of Nayaswami Devi, and she said this, that she took a mantra from somebody, same kind of situation. The person was giving a talk, the end, they said, "Now I'll give a mantra." And she said, "Oh, do you have a mantra? But if he's giving a mantra, I don't know quite what to do. I don't want to be ungrateful or not gracious." So she went up and she got it, and she told Swamiji just to kind of say, you know, this man guy got a mantra. And Swamiji said, "Fine time to tell me now." And it's not something you can just play with. You go here, you go there. And I remember a story of a woman. She told Master, one of the disciples, she said, "Oh, I've found another guru. He has powers. He can dematerialize on one hillside and materialize himself on the other." And I love when Swamiji told us that story. He said, not that anybody ever saw him do it, but she believed it. So Master said, "Well, all right, I'll withdraw my ray." And she went on. And Swamiji said when she came back a year or so later, that ray, we don't realize there's a ray of light that we receive from the gurus. They're protecting us. And she didn't have that anymore. Swamiji also told this story about himself, how he had been, he had Kriya from Master, and then another disciple of a disciple of Lahiri Mahashaya said, "Oh, there's many more levels of Kriya. I can teach them, but you have to take Diksha from me." And Swamiji thought about it. He says, "Well, it seems okay." And he took it and he received a blessing from him. And he said it was as if a wall came down between him and Master. I think he said it was 6 months until he stopped practicing those techniques. And he said it was as if Master was saying, "Haven't I given you enough?" And this is the thing we have to remember, loyalty to the guru. We take discipleship. As soon as you start veering off, well, I can give more teachings here, this guy has powers, or this one's in the body, or whatever, you start losing your attunement, and then you can slip off. So, and when people leave, I know when I left, it was horrible. First of all, it's an empty life. You don't have the guru's joy or love, or I hung on by a thread, but I was lacking so much. And then people think, well, since I left there, I have more money. And since I left there, I have a better car. Since I left there, I have a better house, but then things get worse and worse. And it's not as if, it is. The Master shields us, the Guru shields us and take away the karma that they help us deal with our karma. So we can't think that we can do it on our own. So how do we stay on the path? Keep attuned to the gurus. Keep attuned through coming to things, for one. Some people never come. Come to Kriya, come to the meditations, come to the Kriya Bond retreats, come to Spiritual Renewal Week, come to the online programs. Why not go to the center that's near you, or the meditation group? You can't make it alone unless you're a very, very high soul. And this is why Master's provided so much. He said, if you did 1/100th of what I've given you, you can get there. But you have to put out the energy. There was that one man who never came. One Master told 2 of them, very busy people. Come all the time. Come as much as you can. One came, one never came. Master said he's bogging down because he never comes. That's important to be in satsang. Secondly, keep your sadhana strong. Do the practices, practice with others. Come to the reviews, come to Experience of God programs and meditations that we have, the various programs and meditations. The next is be with strong devotees, watch your company. I remember I was with one friend from college once, and we were having dinner. I was just seeing her after a long time, and then the conversation started straying in areas I just didn't feel good about. And I just knew I shouldn't see her again. And I didn't. And some old relationships, old friends, so-called friends, you just can't be with them. The talk that they have, the vibrations, the energy, they bring up old desires and attachments and memories, emotions. And this sort of just draws you away. Yeah, that was nice when we used to do that. Oh, I remember when we used to go out drinking or whatever it was. And it's not healthy for your spiritual life. Don't go back into those old memories with those people, old friends. And I remember I asked Swamiji once about somebody who had, I was very close to that person. She was my best friend. And she left to go to another guru who was in the body, in the Himalayas. He had phenomena, powers, and she was trying to convince Swamiji to follow him. And then she was trying to convince me. And I said to Swamiji, I said, well, should I try to help her? Or, I mean, it broke my heart. And he said, no, never. Now, why did he say that? I wasn't strong enough myself. That was a big delusion that she had, and she was pulling me into that delusion. You think you're strong enough. You can't swim. Don't jump in the deep end of the water. So be careful who you're with. And finally, get a good advisor and listen to them. You know, don't just say, oh yeah, well, it sounds good. And then you keep doing what you want to do. Listen to those who are wiser than you, longer on the path than you, more experienced than you, more centered than you, have been with Swamiji, those who were with Swamiji, and listen to their advice. And don't act like they didn't say it. I hear people, oh yeah, Swamiji said this, but he was really saying this. Oh, Jyotishan Devi, but they were really saying this, and I can't tell you how many things people said, Dhyana ji said. So finally, if you do leave, which I did myself, I can't not say it, then why not try coming back? You know, when I came back, I was just welcome. I was still doing Kriya while I was away. I was still studying, and as best as I could, it was low energy, but at least I did something. And I loved Master. I didn't care how bad a delusion I was in. I loved my guru. And at a certain point, I could hear him, not his voice audibly, but I knew he was saying, just go back, just visit. You don't have to live there, just visit. And I went, and everyone opened their arms to receive me. So you don't want to worship your mistakes. Come back to Master, come back to Swamiji, come back to Ananda, come back to the teachings, come back to the path. And you'll find that Master's there again. He's probably saying to us too, like he said to Swamiji when he asked him, have I been with you thousands of years? The guru never lets the disciple, true disciple, go. I'm sure he's saying, it's been a long time. That's all I'll say. God bless you. And I'll ask Natendra to join me on the screen now.
Thank you so much, Dhyana ji. We have a few questions. The first one, Dhyanaji, is a lot of times I get clouded by doubt, and the faith also shakes, especially when I face a difficult situation in my life. So, how can I remain devoted, especially in those situations?
I would say satsang. If you don't have satsang, you've got a long, dry path. Devotion as well, chanting, get a harmonium, start chanting, chant with the recordings, be with strong people. If you're not with strong people, you don't have the power yourself. I'm with strong people all the time. Choose your friends wisely. Choose who you're around. If somebody's always complaining and griping and negative and talking badly against your teacher, your teachings, Ananda, Swamiji, Master, why would you be with them? It's not all right. Don't be passive and say, oh, it's okay. I act like they didn't say it. They did say it. Be strong in yourself and cut away from people who are like that. And don't let people talk against what you're doing and your teacher and your guru and Ananda. Remember what Master told his own father, I'll disown you if you talk against my guru. So be careful with people who you're around. And they can lead you, spiritually minded people lead you to God. People who are materialistic lead you back into the world.
One more question, Dhyanaji. So, many people come on this path initially with a lot of enthusiasm, but over time, most of them wander away. So, how can I become a long term devotee? And in Ananda, also, we have seen that there are so many, including you, who've been here for decades. So, what's the difference between those who stayed and those who left?
Now, that's a good question. What kept me was love. What drew me back was love. What kept me and has kept me all these years was the love of the Guru. I feel it in my heart. I feel it every day. I feel it in every meditation. I feel it in every satsang. I feel him all the time. Now, I opened myself to that. It wasn't just, it was there. It was there, but I had to open to it. But I would say it's not techniques. It's not teachings. It's teacher, guru. And if you open yourself deeply, how can you go anywhere else? Like when Jesus asked his disciples he gave them a hard teaching. And he said, will you leave me also? Because at that point, many left. They followed him no more, walked with him no more. And he turned to his close disciples. He says, will you also leave me? And they said, to whom shall we go? And that's the true disciple. Where are you going to go? God has come to you through the Guru. If you turn away, you only have to come back another lifetime, and through that channel only will you be able to find God. Swamiji said that up to someone who left. They'll never be able to find God except through this channel. Thank you. God bless you.